Check, check. All right, very cool. Let's douse that light for a sec. Howdy, folks. My name's Dave. I'm a wood turner. I'm sitting out in my shop getting ready to turn this piece of ash, and it's mighty cold. Thanks for joining me. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Sorry about this. I'm just double checking something. That's interesting. All right, sorry about that. Anyway, I've got this piece of ash. This is some of I've been dealing with. Well, sorry. Let me start all over. I started this channel to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, to help other turners become better turners, but also at the same time always working on being the best turner I can be. The more I work with other turners, the more those things I say, they also get cemented into my own head. So, and then, with the time at the lathe and all that, it does definitely help me too. I started turning as therapy for PTSD and found out I had a knack for it, and then I kind of fell, I don't know, headlong into it. Really, it is absolutely fantastic therapy. I will say that. Um, so let's get started. I've got this piece of ash. Let me tilt this camera down. So I've got this nice piece of ash, and one of the things that I've been dealing with this winter is just wild temperatures. So this is actually kind of green, but it's frozen. Um, I got most of the bark off of it. I pretty much all my all my greenwood is frozen, so we'll just have a good time with that. What I did see, and I don't know, I guess that's there we go. That's a good shot of it. There's a little bit of ring shake. Now that might be bark inclusion. Right now, I'm assuming ring shake, and I'm looking at this particular ring here. When let's flip it over because I can actually see it a little bit better here. Where that particular set of rings is a lot darker than the rest, either the heartwood or the sapwood. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what would cause that. There are well, it looks like 3 years worth, maybe 5. Something was going on with this particular tree. I can see too that the rings themselves. I like doing this, man. I like taking a look at the timber I'm looking at because it tells a story, right? Like the life of the tree. Here, during this period, it grew really, really slowly, and here, where the rings are much, much closer together, it grew a lot faster. So I don't know if what caused it to grow so slowly. Winters, maybe long winters. I don't know. But anyway, some of these rings are not quite the same distance. Here, there's a bit of that could be a bark inclusion. I'm not really going to worry about it right now. If it travels all the way through, then I'll worry about it because that's where the wood could separate. It could be a ring shake. But anyway, the ring design, I guess I'll say, the state of the rings just seems to be interesting. So let me step inside really quick. I've got to grab this bowl. Last week, I was working on a large 3-sided box. And the lid that I was working with, it didn't really, in my opinion, work out. And I don't have any at this point seasoned wood that I could use to actually redo the lid. So what I did was I took the box and turned it into a bowl. So this is that three-sided box we started with last week. It's now a three-sided bowl. I have been. I posted it on Instagram. It's a very nice bowl. There is no finish on this bowl. It's very, very smooth. It's just been buffed and then waxed with carnauba wax, and then the inside itself is the finish on the inside is my buffing wax. Baldy's Better Buffing Balm. It's got a very, very fine micro grit in it that breaks down, and the anyway, everything in it is food safe. I prefer to use this over anything, especially for utility pieces. I do use Mahoney's oil as well, and Mahoney's oil is one of the ingredients in my buffing balm. But I will use Mahoney's oil on its own on the inside, especially if I'm using, like in my case, I have wooden utensils and bowls and stuff like that, and when I retreat them, I just reapply Mahoney's walnut oil to them. And very, very happy with the longevity of the surfaces that leaves and the quick drying time, because the way I understand it, and I don't get I don't get paid to say anything about it. Again, it's one of the things that I use. I really enjoy. I've told Mike several times I really like his walnut oil. It is fantastic, but it's heated at a lower temperature to kind of pre-polymerize it, so it dries faster than regular unheated walnut oil. Still food safe. There's no after effects or anything like that. So all the stuff that I use when I'm using utility pieces is either Mahoney's oil or my buffing balm. I just don't want to have a food-bearing surface that has any kind of petroleum on it. And that includes mineral oil. Mineral oil does not come from minerals. It is a very light gray petroleum product. It comes from the ground. Okay, so I got to pay attention to that dude, which doesn't come through on this side. That bar conclusion slash possible. I'm leaning towards bar conclusion, but possible ring shake. Don't normally see those with ash. Don't normally see ring shakes. I see ring shakes more often in box elder. Some trees, you might get them. Well, I think it's more called delamination. What am I hitting here? Oh, I'm hitting my tool rest. So I'm going to start off on my balance point. But anyway, some trees, when they're felled, will give you ring shakes. It's more like a delamination, though. When they hit the ground really hard, it can cause the lignin to delaminate. So you got to be kind of careful with some tree species when you're felling them. If you're felling them to use them as a wood a wood source for building and crafting, as opposed to just like heat. All right. I want to get on this balance point. I may have to cut a corner off. I don't know. That's a little. I got to bring this up now. I don't know if all the corners are going to clear. I just want to find the balance point first. Okay, so we're a little bit down there. So I want to take, I think I'll take this one up again just a little bit. Just to get a little bit flatter-ish surface on the headstock side, so it's more. Yep, that went way too far. So we'll take it back up. Well, that would be really doggone close. Yep, that corner I think I'm going to have to take off. All the other ones clear. So let's do that. Let's move the tool rest out of the way. I'll lock this dude down. Hopefully it'll help a little bit. I don't know how much this is going to change my balance point as it is right now, and we'll double check that. I'm not going to take a huge chunk off. It's probably not going to do much to it at all, but still want to check. I want to limit the vibration as much as I can, any kind of vibration that I'm inducing, and if I am not on my balance point, then I'm inducing vibration. In the off balance piece, I try. I actually that's usually where I start. Is well, I guess it depends on the project I'm doing, I suppose. When I'm doing bowls and stuff like that, I'm usually starting off on my balance point between centers, getting things rounded out, getting a general shape, getting set up for a hold and a chuck, if that's what I'm going to do, or a glue block, if that's what I'm going to do. There we go. Oops, I'm still trapped. Now they all clear. All right, let's get rid of that dude. Okay. So I thought it would be really cool. I was thinking about this. I want to, let's check this bounce point. I want to make another 3-sided bowl. Change it a little bit. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. So, yeah, that's like moving it sometimes but this is still fairly green. Ooh, man, it might be interesting taking this frozen wood inside to dry. Let's take it up about there. And hopefully it survives. It is going to be quite a temperature swing. Okay, let's bring up the back. So I'm just moving, a 1/16 of an inch, maybe even a fraction of that. I just want to be to where I nudge it somewhere, it stays put. It's not. That moved a little bit, but let's see. So that moved quite a bit. Let's take this up just a little bit more. Oh, I think I hit the same spot. Yeah, it wants to go down. And I think this is going to be as close as I'm going to get, because can tell it's really, really, really minute movements. I think I nailed it there. All right. And I want to make sure this dude is secure. Let's, in fact, everything clears. That's good. So the first thing I want to do is I want to round this out. So the bowl is going to be smaller than this guy, but I want to have this round so that I can make. I'm going to do a 3-corner. My idea is a 3-sided bowl with a rim and possibly a bead transition. I don't know. I want to see how that might work out. It just sounded like a cool idea. I don't know if it's doable. We'll find out. Let's see. I'm going to grab my larger tool rest here. I think that's about right. Let's grab. Boy, that should be right here. Did I not bring it out? Surely I did. Let me look inside. I think I left my bowl gouge inside. Nope. And it hasn't had time to fall off yet. I clearly didn't set it down. Oh, wait. I know what I did. Oh, I think so. So I got the 2 scrapers. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to round this dude out. There's my sander. That's good. Set myself up for a decent rim and then start working on the 3 sides. You see it fell off over here, but never made it all the way down. Cool. So I got my tools all sharpened up. I think I'm all set. But I do have... Okay, these both gonna clear? Yeah. I think I'll angle it this way a little bit more. Glass is down. And here we go. Let's move that or turn it over. Got my phone there. I want to move that guy around. I lost my heat. Well, what I have is a heater here anyway. But I got it working again. How fast am I looking at here? Well, I should be on the bounce point, but I think I'm running about 600. So I do have some vibration, but it's not much. And that's really where I prefer to start. Move a little bit closer. Wow, that's let me hog out quite a bit. Nice. I don't normally like to hang too far off the tool rest, but I do know that I can go off a little bit further than what people would call normal, just because of the practice. Still, it's more efficient to try to turn as close as you can to the piece so that all the downward force is going in, at least most of it anyway, is going into the tool rest and not into your body. And I have to say that as far as turning is concerned, I mean, there's more, personal observation on everything else too, I guess. But as far as just talking about turning, this has been one of the weirdest winters. Actually, it's been the weirdest winter. So you can see that little, I guess that is a bark inclusion. It's starting to disappear. It's not following the whole ring. So I thought that might be the case, or at least I was hoping for it. But this is it's been a hard winter for the equipment that I've got. I really suspect that, and I haven't looked at it, what I need to do is borrow one of my turning friends and have him come over and turn something while I take the hatch off and see how but I suspect the belt is slipping because it's just been so cold. So my torque is suffering. Granted, it is a one-horse motor, but so right now I'm working on the rim, trying to, I guess, visualize. It's not completely around yet, but I'm really, really close. And I got to take this diameter away anyway to start creating a rim. So at some point, I don't know. I might leave the natural edge there. That might be pretty cool. See, I'm not sure. I guess you can see the. Let me do that. Yeah, you might be able to see that better. So I got to work this down a little bit more. Oh, look at that. There's a bark inclusion. Can't tell if that was might have been a branchlet. Let's do a little examination here. That might be, like I said, this darker ring area, it really, I guess, just kind of comprises 3 rings, with the middle one being the darkest there. So maybe just 3 years of whatever happened, I don't know. That's still very sharp. There's a little bit of bark inclusion with a bit of a split there. Huh. I haven't turned any ash in a while. I like the way that it looks, and the cool little designs you can find in the grain. Like I'm finding here, this is pretty cool stuff. And it dyes really, really well. I don't think I haven't painted any, but I have used dyes on ash, and the open pores, it really does take dye well. So I got my tool rest a little high. That's some of the bark, the outside part of that tree. Some of the bark I couldn't get off because it's definitely frozen on there. Alright, let's take a look at this guy. Let's see. I think that'll be a good rim. It's not bad. Might be a little bit big, but I don't know. I think we're okay. We got some decent, I want to measure these too, because if these are equal, that might be really groovy. 2 3/4. 2 and Well, that one's about 3. It kind of goes between 2 3/4 and 3. This one does the same. So yeah, they're the same size. That works for me. So I'll leave the rest of this round. I don't see any issues here. Of course, I'll have to work this surface, but I think I'm at a point where I can actually start drawing some circles here. Relatively flat. Yeah, relatively flat. That's all that matters. Okay, now let's move this guy aside and this guy aside. You know, it's not turning like it's green very much, at least on the outer bark or the outer wood, but it's definitely frozen here in the center, so. And no, it's still got a really decent edge. I was going to swap out my tool steel, but oh wait. Okay, let's see. I need this filler and this filler. And actually, I think what I want to do is knock this down some. You know, actually, I'm going to turn it smaller. I think I'm going to need a smaller tin in there just to get my compass around. So let's, I may not, but let's, since it's super easy to get right back there. Let's do that. Still make sure everything clears. I want to be nice and secure. And we will grab this fella right here. Alrighty then. I have not worked with frozen ash before. It's sawing like it's almost punky. I mean, I know I'm going through between rings, but it's sawing like it's almost punky. It's let's reestablish that center. Grab that guy. Excuse me. And a pencil. My pencil. be the one that is slightly off. There we go. Pencil goes that way. We'll set that. No, let's put the center finder back where it belongs. There we go. A bit drippy nose. Alright, so I want to catch the center of that dude. I do want to make sure that it's running true. There we go. Missed it by that much. Looks really good, but we're going to spin it and see. Hey, all right, that's good enough. Ever so slightly off, but that is good enough. All right, so that's my first axis right there. Now, we need to figure out how wide, what the diameter is of this dude. That's going to be a 7-inch bowl. Cool. All right, first things first, I need to draw a cycle. And then find my, yep, I do need to extend that. And then find my 3 other axes that I want to turn from this circle. Right now I'm just establishing where the lines will be. And I should take into account any groovy features. Let's see. I think I want to try to capture one of these as a face for one of the sides. Let's see if that is close. Nope. First hole, second hole, third hole, misses it by a little bit. So if I start somewhere in here, I was already pretty close with that first mark. So that one, that one, and that one. Let's go for the other side. I think that I'm not following my line properly. Actually, let's just draw a smaller circle. How about that? And I won't have any ambiguity as whether or not I'm on the actual the circumference of the circle or not. Boy, man. All my tools are so cold that everything has to be tightened a little bit more, and I worry about that because I don't want things to snap. All right, so I can go back to here. So I can close the dividers down. Is that pretty centered? Yeah. All right, so I got that one, that one, that one, which leads us back to here. So I'm still open a little too far. A little too closed. Man, just missed it. So that dude, that dude. That dude. Still just a little bit off. All right. And that should probably do it right there. Yep. Now I need to draw my lines here so I have my reference. And then I'll put this back between centers and draw these lines all the way around so that they match on the other side. And I have my lines meet because I need to number these. And we'll just number these 1, 2, and 3. And I'll need those dividers again. You know what? This is bugging me. Let's just move that out of the way. I can use, well, I'll need to bring it back here in a minute, but I don't need it just now. Okay. So, first line. So we'll just take these lines around. A little too high there. There we go. I'm using the flat spots on the pencil. This is a hexagonally cut pencil. So I got those two. I need this one now. As long as I can keep it parallel anyway to the floor, so I get a straight line. Okay, let's mark these dudes. Got to carry these through to the center on this side. So that everything lines up when I'm... Oh yeah, and this is a bigger piece. Yeah, I'm going to get some serious vibration out of this guy. Because I got to take it, whoops. Got to take it off center 3 times. There we go. Pencil away. Alright, so now I got to figure out how much I want to take off the sides here. So let's see. I think maybe half an inch, maybe. Three-quarters. That edge carries over. So some of the edge, like here and here, this circular edge on the top, does not make it all the way around. I've got to kind of eyeball it. There we go. So this actually looks like more than. That is more than. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go with half an inch. So what that means is I'm going to draw a 1-inch diameter circle on both sides and then use these lines to line everything up. While it's between centers, so I can turn the 3 corners. And now I suppose I can take this back down. So in effect, since I will have everything offset, all 3 of these points offset by half an inch, that means I'll be removing from wherever the point is, half an inch off of the opposite side from that. And using 3 points will make it a triangle, or at least 3-sided. And I need to do this on both sides. Yeah, got to extend it again. So this would be combining a couple things, actually. I think it would be interesting to try out because I've got to, carry an edge through another plane that intersects it. So that's got to match up. And I'm turning multi-axis, and I've got to hollow it. I also, at least in my head, have the idea of having a beaded transition from the triangular parts to the actual rim. Move this aside. Okay. Oh, gotta punch those. And then number them so I don't get lost. A little bit better light. There we are. Okay, those are set. Let's grab that pencil again. What do I got here? 2, 1, 3. 2, 1, 3. 3 is there. 3 is there. That's one. That's one. All right, cool. Just double checking myself. So now we're going to throw her off balance. Oh, actually, not yet. I want to leave myself. Let's see. You know what? Let me turn this around. It's going to ruin my face there, though. What was I thinking here? I was thinking, oh, no, I only need to go that far in. All right. So I need to true up this face a little bit. At least I think it might help me. Figure out where to put that transition because I got to turn the transition and at least a mass of wood for that transition in place before I turn the triangular part. Come on. Hopefully it's already running fairly true between centers right now. See about that. Raise this up just a bit. Okay. Everything's in, everything clears. Yeah, all right. Running fairly true in between centers now as it is. Nope, not far enough. Still got some chainsaw marks. That'll do. Take a look at that, make sure there's no cracks or any weird stuff. You know, actually, while I had it there, it might be a really groovy idea. Although I can still do that between centers. I'm not going to hollow that out. That will be last. Yeah, I'll do that last. I was thinking about taking a scraper and really cleaning that up, but I can do that when I actually have it in the chuck. So now I need to set up where I want to put that bead. And the bead is going to be the transition between the bowl and the rim, so it'll be right down in here somewhere. Which means I also kind of have to decide right now what the wall thickness of this bowl is going to be, because I really do think it would look nicer, even though it's not going to be super visible till the bowl's turned over, that the bead is pretty close to the same size thickness of the bowl itself. I did check that, did I not? Yes, okay. Alrighty. I'm going to actually step inside really fast and grab my little water bottle because I'm getting a little thirsty. Oh, I guess that would be because I had a little ash dust in my mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out my tool steel. Well, actually, I need to turn this way, and that's still pretty golden, so we'll leave that for a second. All right, so I'm deciding on what my, well, let's take a look. Where did I lose all the pith? All the pith is gone. Okay, so that's my first goal, is I want that pith to be gone, because when this starts changing shape inside, that pith is going to be the first part that wants to crack. Bad, but I'm looking at this ghost, and oh, okay. Never mind. I think I'm going to go thinner than that. And then I'll need to, let's see, let's grab the spindle gouge here. And there's my bead. Groovy. Yep, bead's going to be a little too thick, so let's take it down some. Anything I can do to limit the sanding. So now that will be the surface of, so that might look really, I'm hoping it looks really cool. You know, the bead is just a little too tall. There we go. I think that looks about right now. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to bounce around a little bit. Let's see. I don't need to worry about a hold for chuck yet, so I can go for this. Oh, actually, let me straighten up this bowl shape a little bit. Get a straighter side to work with when I'm cutting that stuff away. All right. So my bead set, I am, you know what, I'm between centers. Should really, that's a pretty good surface, but on the rim, but I think I should take my scraper to it. Let's see this guy. Can't chamfer that edge. Yeah, that's a nice. So that'll take sanding really fast. All right, set that guy down there, that guy down there. Time to change tool steel. Yeah, time to change tool steel. Or did I already? Oh, I did already. Never mind. So now I can use the shorter tool rest. Let's go with the center finial rest. It's a really nice rest. I like this rest. Nope, I'd be smarter to go this direction with it. That's about right. And now we'll start on our different axes. So let's start with number 1. So I'll get the number 1 hole. And then the number 1 hole here. So this really is gonna give me quite a bit of vibration. So let me take some things off the lathe here. Actually, I'm gonna lose a lot of stuff because this is going to bounce a bit. Let's see if I can get a little closer there. That's gonna clear, right? Just barely. There we go. I really do want this to be running true because I don't want to go past that bead, and I don't want to have it wobbling so the bead looks all goofy. So how's that starting to look? That's not bad. All right. I think that'll turn out all right. Cool. All right. So I'm taking off. Well, actually, that's really all I need to take off. So let's grab I'm going to use the 1/2 inch spindle gouge here. It's really hard to see this. See if that got it. Nope, need to go a little bit more. We'll go this direction. There goes my bulldog. Yeah, that cleaned it up. Yep, that'll work. That'll work. Okay. Let's do something about that surface to limit sanding. Let's go with this guy. Nice, that left me a nice surface, okay. So now let's go to number 2. And that is right there. Oh, hey, we got some people in. I'm totally missed it, folks. Sorry about that. Way Cool Wood. Oh, wow. Way Cool Wood is rating with a party of 27. Wow, thanks, man. Holy smokes. Raider from Way Cool Wood. Good evening. Yeah, good evening, folks. Random Tinker. Don't forget to click the name refresh to show as a user. Okay, and drop the follow. What are you turning? All right, so this is me, Scrappy. Or Muck Scrappy, sorry, I read that wrong. I turned a 3-sided bowl last week, but I had an idea to turn a 3-sided bowl with a rim and then a bead transition between where the 3 sides meet that rim. Something I just wanted to explore and see how it would turn out. And I think so far it's looking pretty cool. This is a piece of ash, frozen, frozen piece of ash. Oh, we're just a tad bit off. And it was that guy. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Ooh, nope, that's way too close. So where am I off here? I think I need to maybe go that way. Okay, something's off here, so I gotta double check. Make sure I'm even in the right spots for things. Okay, that moved too. I need this to run as true as possible for everything I've just turned to remain. Let's see. Waco Wood says, what type of wood are you turning? So, ash. First time chat from Raider. When to sing in 19. Here come the cool kids. Yeah, nice. Thank you. With the delayed lurk raid. Random Tinker says, I need to try off-center turning sometime. Yeah, this is a cool way to do multiple access without having to have like special tools and stuff. I'm just doing a lot of it between centers. I started off on the balance point to get my general rim shape and the bead. I did miss it. There we go. Hopefully that'll run better. Now I'm doing the 3 sides. I will then, after that, I will hit it with, I'll give myself a tenon to hold it in the chuck so I can do the hollowing part. I need to move this guy. But I really would like it if this part was running true, and it's not. It's close. Close will work if it's really close. Nope. And that's too close too. So that's the high spot. So I need to go this direction a little bit. That's not doing it. There. That threw it off again. Well, I guess I'll just have to go with it. Which is a bummer because one of the sides is not going to match up exactly. Whoops. It doesn't help when you drop your center punch into the trash can. So back through chat. I need to try off center turning. That looks sketchy. It's actually not. Each time I put it in between centers, I make sure that it's very secure and being grabbed by that tooth, and that tooth, as well as the points. So it's really not that sketchy. Where it gets crazy is when, like, if you're using much bigger pieces. I won't usually go over 7-8 inches in diameter when I'm doing multi-axis turning, but just because the vibration really gets crazy and get into different, well, it's not different physics, it's it's just a different way to turn stuff because it's larger. It gets a lot more vibration too because the larger the piece, the more it's off balance. Well, the best I can say is I probably mismarked one of these lines, so let's try this again. Whoops. Easy there, killer. And that is, I think, the line that I want there. But it definitely is throwing things off balance because that's a lot closer. I'll take it. Because I'm off center. The first two are going to be a rougher vibrational experience because I've got to take off. Well, here on this side, I've already taken off about, I don't know, not quite half an inch. I'll do the same thing on this side. And then that last side will be the only one that'll have that extra weight. And then I can go right back to from then on, I'll be turning between centers or from the center the rest of the time. So I don't really, I don't really have to worry too much. But I do have to grab my bowl gouge because it fell off the lathe because of the vibration. Fortunately, right into the shavings. It'd be cool, man, to figure out where you guys are all from if you could. Random Tinker, I have done a little bit with the pendants, but nothing this big. Yeah, the bigger, the more you get, the larger in diameter you get. Yeah, it just becomes more, I don't know what's the right word. It's not problematic. You just have to really be aware of the centrifugal forces that are happening and just, stay the hell out of the way. But this is a really solid piece of timber. It is ash. Any what some folks might call defects have been mostly turned away. This just showed up, but this was a branch that it looks like it goes all the way through. There was bark in there, so the bark's at least all turned away. So all I'll probably need to do is either hit that very, very pith for that branchlet with CA glue or fill it. I don't know where we're at with that yet. How badly is this going to change? Not too bad. Okay. So that's a good distance. I'm not sure my lathe would do well with a piece this big. Yeah, that's another thing you got to worry about. I do have quite a bit of weight right underneath the headstock. I have a 5-gallon bucket full of lead tire weights, automotive tire weights that I got, 20 something years ago, because actually I used that bucket of lead weights as a trebuchet when I was as the weight for a trebuchet when I was a scout leader. We were building trebuchets, so I had that, and then once I actually got this lathe, it really helps to keep things more stable. But you do need to work within your equipment capabilities in order to be safe. Safety first, man. This stuff is spinning around really, really fast. Captain OB says, "Hey, Dave. Hey, OB. How you doing, man? I heard you told us, man, you were going to start streaming someday. Hopefully soon." So this is a little bit less vibration than I got from the first one, and then, in theory anyway, the third side will be even less vibration than this, because there's less of the mass off center. Alright, so that is close. But I thought this would be just a cool little project to try. See where I think I can pull this off with my tool handling skills. Alright, so that's really, really close. I got to take a little bit more off here to meet this line and this line, and that'll be my second side. Now, Cindy Drozda does 3-sided boxes, and she's got a formula that she posted online that works with, stuff that's less than 4 inches in diameter. This is not that. We're talking 7 inches on this guy. The formula does not work. Okay, I'm right there. All right, so I'm going to grab my scraper and clean that up. Just look at that. Those rings are just wild. They're super hard, too. I just haven't seen something happen to this tree for just about 3 years, it looks like. I don't know what it was, but it survived it. I need to put a new burr on my scraper. Let's see, we got coming sooner than I'm ready for. LOL. Hey, Waco Wood, love your streams. Random Tinker, that chisel has seen a lot of turning. Yes, it has. It's about at the end of its lifespan. I think I just have a few more sharpenings out of it before I convert it to something else. Probably, maybe another box scraper. I don't know, but I'll reuse this tool steel that I can and make another tool out of it. But yeah, I don't have much left on this. This bowl gouge is from 2017. So what is that? 8 years. So it's an 8-year-old bowl, and I turn a lot. I have 4 or 5 bowl gouges that I swap between. So like when I go do demos or whatever, and I don't have a grinder, I've got 5 sharpened tool steels and a handle to swap them out with. But I just kind of rotate through my gouges. And this one has been around the longest. This one here, which I just got off of, I just swapped this one out for that one, is, I don't know, 2019 maybe. But, I've learned a lot about sharpening, and it really helps me save my tool steel. And I don't do a lot of really weird, well, I don't know, maybe that's not the right word, weird grinds, but my bowl gouge is just a 60-degree Jameson grind. I thought about doing, I may convert to a standard 60-degree grind. I'm kind of playing around with that, mostly because it's easier to hand sharpen, which is something else I really want to learn how to do better. So I'll be taking classes from somebody from that. Hopefully, Jack Vessery or Stuart Batty. I might be able to hook up with one of those guys. Okay, so I want to clean that surface up. Got a really good burr on here. And do everything I can to limit the amount of sanding that I've got to do. Should right at my lines. Okay, so I'm right at that one. Yeah. So now I got to do side number 3, and that's going to need a new burr here soon. So let's just put that on there right now. I probably should leave the grinder running for this part. I will have to go back and refresh my burr pretty often since this is really hard wood. Okay, the rest of that will sound out pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to work on side number 3, this guy. And my bowl gouge did not dive this time. So I need to go back a little bit. Let's see. Is that a Thompson? Wait, no, I need to go further back. Captain OB, love your streams. Are we making a wooden hat? It would look like one, I bet. It's a 3-sided bowl with a rim and then a bead transition. So yeah, sure. I guess it could look just like a hat. Moving on down to chat. Brandon Tinker, yeah, Artie. Is that a Thompson? Scrappy says, is that a Thompson? Yes, it is a Thompson handle, and the tool steel is Thompson also. It is a Jameson bowl gouge. I don't get paid to say what I'm using yet, but these are the tools that I use. I'm always willing to talk to Thompson, Vic Mark, Jameson, just all those for to support the channel. Part of what I've been trying to work on, and I'm almost there. Actually, I may have made it today, in fact, because that was the last thing I had to do was get 5 people talking at the same time. And tonight we did it. So thank you very, very much. What that means is, I got to clean that lens too. What that means is that I have passed the final hurdle to become an affiliate. And so thank you very much for the raid, because this is something, like I said, I've been working for about a little over a year to become an affiliate with Twitch because, like I said, this is my therapy, but I really am working to turn it into an income providing endeavor. Let's put it that way. So I teach, I do demos, I sell artwork, and then with Twitch here with after this evening, which is awesome. I should get the notification hopefully by tomorrow. If not, I'm going to contact him because it's been a long year of going through all the hoops and doing the X amount of hours a week and X amount of broadcasts a month and an X amount of followers and all that stuff. So thank you. But yes, so the Jameson tool steel, Doug Thompson makes these, and this is a Thompson handle. I do have some other Thompson steel too. I really like Thompson steel actually quite a bit. I've got a 3/8. My 3/8 bowl gouges are Thompson. None of my scrapers are, which is a bummer. Wait, nope, I do have one scraper that's a Thompson. I love this scraper. It really handles an edge. Captain OB says, want to do some more spindle work for a new bowl gouge. We can talk. We can talk. I could always use new tools, man. Captain OB says, congrats, affiliate. Thank you. I really appreciate you. It's quite a nice surprise. Thank you very much. I was trying to keep an eye on chat to once I get 5 people, and it's something I've been hawking about for the last couple of weeks anyway. So yeah. Hopefully this will be the more than 5 talking at the same time. So that's very cool. Thank you. Let's turn this back down. Give myself a little more light. That Thompson scraper is a pain to get a burr on, though. That is some tough steel. I don't actually. I believe it. I don't have a Thompson scraper, but yeah, I bet. But the edge lasts like a very long time. I'm going to double check and make sure that I actually had this secure. I don't. Safety first. If I can move it. There. So everything clears that I need to clear. Okay. So you can see already the vibration is dampened down quite a bit. It's just getting through those first 2. I really should do it this way, I suppose. Just so I'm going downhill to the fibers. Close that bowl gouge up a bit. There we go. Make sure I'm meeting my lines here. Nope, I got a little bit more to go. So for this guy, the only bit that's throwing me off a little bit is that I've got this induced vibration happening because I've got it off center, but slow and steady wins the race. I've heard it said, and I believe it. That's slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. All right, I'm right there. I just got to take a little bit off here, but I can do that with my scraper. So let's take the scraper and put a fresh burr on it. And I should really raise this guy up a bit. And while I'm thinking about it, let me clean this up. Hate it when that happens. What do I have to clean up when I'm back between centers here? That. Well, that's all right. That'll be easy to do. That'll be fine. Let me grab my half-inch spindle gouge here. Now this half-inch spindle gouge is not Thompson. What I tend to do before I buy an expensive tool to know if I'm going to use it on a regular basis or not, like I did with this. This is a piece of high-speed steel from Hurricane Turning Tools. I released it from its terrible handle and then provided one of my own. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to use a half-inch spindle gouge on a regular basis, but it turns out I am. So that will be one of the next pieces of steel that I get from Doug Thompson is one of his half-inch bowl gouges. Or spindle gouges, sorry. Let's see, let's put the handle of that up there. I can now pick up all of my, well, maybe I should wait on picking this stuff up, but I'm here. I keep a lot of glue material for glue blocks and my chucks and stuff just underneath the ways. And with this vibration, they all just take a dive. Okay. What else we got in the chat here? That Thompson scraper. Random Tinker says, I've been very happy with Hurricane tools. I have 3 or 4 of them and they're great. I agree. The first, actually the very first turning tools I bought, I went on eBay and bought like entire turning tool sets, old Craftsman sets, stuff like that. Not realizing the better way to do it is to start with one tool. Bowl gouge, something, doesn't matter what, and work with that. But otherwise, you got tools you're never going to use sitting around. That's a very nice surface. I got a little bit more to take off right on here to line that line up there. Very light touch with a negative rate scraper. I'm going directly into end grain, but that's a really nice surface. All right, so now I'm going to do the bottom of the bowl. Well, I'm going to sand this stuff first, and then I'm going to do the bottom of the bowl. I'll set it back between, actually I'll do that now, set it back between the original centers. So I can set myself up a tenon for my chuck hold to be able to haul this dude out. I could use a glue block, but I like my Vic Mark chuck a lot too, so it is a very, very nice piece of kit. So while I'm right here, yay, it's running true, and my tool rest is too high. So I know from my experience anyway, my practice and all that really don't need much of a tenon, depending on what I'm doing. That is, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch. Don't need a whole lot. They're going to be hollowing this thing out, but I also have to give this some shape. But I'm going to sand these surfaces first, which means I got to turn on my noisy compressor. Hopefully it'll run. It was running earlier, but it did take a bit to chug up into into actual operational capacity, because it's really not liking the cold. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It may trip. And I'll have to let it sit for a minute. We'll see. But it is really, really cold out here, and my compressor just does not like it. Okay, clean a couple things up here. Oh, sounds like it's trying to go. Come on, you can do it. Nope, it tripped, so we'll have to let it sit for a couple of minutes. But I can get other things ready while I'm doing that. So, Grex sander. Really like this Grex sander. Grex does not pay me to say that, although I'd be willing to allow them to if they would like to support this channel. But I really like this Grex sander. I use it both as a friction sander without air, and then also air powered. On this 3-sided bowl, however, I'm not going to go air power. Well, I'm not going to go friction because it'll be a bumpy ride. And I'm pretty sure I won't get the surface I'm looking for. Like every time I say words like that, it reminds me of Star Wars. This is not the surface you're looking for. Okay. Clean that up. Let's see, this is my 220, right? Yep. All right, so fortunately, these microphones do take care of the, there we go, background noise of the compressor, and the Grex sander too, as the air screams through it. Random Tinker says, I need to go get the kids ready to bed. Have a great night. Hey, thank you, sir, or madam, as the case may be, for hanging out for a while. I really, really appreciate it. And again, thank you very much for helping me reach the last hurdle for affiliate status. That is really exciting. This is the first time I have ever done any kind of serious social media stuff, besides Instagram, for my artwork. So it's been a little bit over a year, but it's been a pretty cool kind of process. Just time consuming, right? Okay, so I will not need that guy. Don't need that guy. So I'm going to sand these surfaces. I am going to wind up cutting some of that away because I want to give it, actually what I probably should have done was made the bowl shape and then turn all that after. But I'll just give it kind of a rounded bottom, not too much. I think I want to try to keep, because like Random Tinker said, a hat. Yeah, I mean, that looks kind of cool as a bowl. It still looks, yeah, why not? So wait for the compressor to catch up. It's going to kick on and off. While we're doing this, but fortunately, I don't have a lot to clean up. because, well, oh, that was worn out. You know, I'm going to try a different grit here. Let's see. What are you? You a 320 or too fine? Oh, too fine. So fine. 800 is way too fine. Pretty sure I had some 150 just sitting out here. What are you? Yeah, but you're not the right size. Okay. Well, let's give this a try. I think this is too small for my... Yep, that's too small. For this particular pad. Come on now. So, I do have... There we go. It's 150 there. I normally start at about 220 when I'm sanding. But because of the practice sharpening, the practice turning, having repeatable grind, you know, learning to work with the wood. Not as intuitive as you would think, I guess. Well, maybe it is, because you can tell which way the grain of a particular piece of timber wants to be cut or prefers to be cut, because you get a better cut. I'll probably do the same thing. Well, I don't know. I might do the same thing with this that I did with that three-sided maple bowl. Although this is ash, it might not come out the same. And that's just no finish, buffing and waxing with carnauba wax as a finish. That was already wearing out before I even started. There we go. Let's see, I think I've got some more. There it is. More 150 grit. Ah, that one's been used too. So I'll get these sides sanded, and then I'll turn the bottom of the bowl and finish off that. Well, the tenon's already done, so I'll turn that outside of the bowl, the rest of it. And I've got to wait for my compressor to catch up. It's hard to do, man. Hard frozen wood does heat up abrasive. And we wait. Does kind of look like a fedora, doesn't it? Sorta. Oh well. So I think what I'll do is right here at the high point everywhere is I'll start making that bottom of the bowl shape. I want to keep the three sides. I mean, that's why I turned it. Yeah, first impression makes a difference. Well, that's a bummer. I want to fix this side. Let's see, I got a little tear out that I was not seeing before. I hope I'm in the right spot. I don't think I am. Oh yeah, that's running pretty close. Yeah. Okay, that'll work. So I'm gonna take a pass. Downward with support of the fibers. Throw me off just a little bit, but give me a cleaner surface to start sanding from. Add my spindle down so I can get right in there. Yeah, that's a much better surface. Almost, yep, all that tear out's gone. Cool. All right, now I can get back to sanding. Kind of like watching grass grow, I think. I guess technically I could sand this part later. But heck, man, we're doing alright with time, so let's show the whole nasty process. Okay, it's not really nasty, but I'll just show the whole process. Man, that's really wearing out that abrasive out fast. Another thing I like to share with people, don't be afraid to swap out the abrasive, man. It's a lot less expensive than your time. At least until the tariff wars and all that are in full swing, right? Just waiting for the compressor. It should go pretty quick sanding anyway now that all that tear out's gone. How you doing over there? Almost there. All right. Keep my lines crisp there. You know, I say it shouldn't take long. I don't know. It'll take as long as it takes. Hopefully it'll go fast. Started off with a pretty good surface to begin with. And I think that's pretty key when you're thinking about what kind of finish or how you want your surface to look. You got to get the subsurface or the surface itself into shape before you put anything on the outside. Losing lots of air. So you need to have a good substrate, I guess, a good surface to start with. I'm really not liking this. So let's see, did that one fall down, go boom, or did I put it away? I think I put it away. I'm going to grab my scraper again. Since got to wait for the compressor. This side I'm not happy with. I'm just going with a very, very light touch. Just contacting the burr. Got my tool handle up. And the point of the tool is down. Put another burr on this dude. In fact, I'll just leave the grinder running for a minute or three because this wood is just chewing up the burr. A little bit more right up in here, but just about got it. There we go. We'll call that good. Clean up on aisle 3. Oh yeah, and it's going a lot faster now. Ash can be kind of tricky sometimes, but I guess it really just depends on how the grain itself is acting. Wow. I'm going to go through quite a bit of that. I think it's time I got a larger working compressor. Alright, one more side to go. Actually, I could set myself up to starting from the center again while I'm waiting for the compressor. Make sure it's secure. Come on. Take an opportunity to straighten out my line there. So after this, I'll hit it with 220 and then move on to turning the outside of the bowl, or at least that part of it, down here. Tra-la-la. What time we got? 10 o'clock. Oh yeah, we're doing all right. You know, it occurs to me I really should be wearing my mask. So there we go. And I haven't done this much sanding in a while. Another one down. Give it a minute. Alright, now I'm going to check all my lines again and make sure they're straight and crisp. And now it's time for the 220. I wonder if there's a lot of silicon there or something, because this wood's really chewing up my abrasive really fast. You're done. Next. Give the compressor just a little bit. One and a half sides to go. we there yet? Are we there yet? How about now? How about now? How about now? Are we there yet now? All right. I think just a little bit more and this will be done, and I can turn that bottom part. And then that bottom curve I can actually turn under power, sand under power. And I won't need the air. In theory, anyway. Actually, I think I'll take it right up to about there. And then break that curve over. Okay. Recover my computer here. There we go. Now I can take the mask off. Let's see, I should put one more piece of 220 on here for that bottom portion. Oh, I forgot about that part, didn't I? No, I'll have to do that by hand. So I'll have to do this by hand. I do need to turn that, return this, and then I can do that. So. Put 220 on there, like that. Set that aside. Come back, take care of this bead. Everything does clear, right? Okay. Did I get it all? Just about. Just a little bit. Right there. And the rest of that will sand out. If I even need to sand it. Let's see. Okay, that got it all. So yeah, I'll need to sand these a little bit by hand, which is not that big a deal. Now we can do the bottom of the bowl. But just for funsies. Since we have access to it, let's take care of that now. Wow, how'd that get in there? All right, time to put the mask back on. I thought it would be a brief sojourn. It is not. Okay, cool. Had a bit of a tool mark, I suspect came from touching the corner of my scraper to the timber. Yes, very nice. Okay. Those two pieces of brassiere toast. I think I see a trend, so I'm going to grab a piece of 150 and 220 for the next bit. All right, so to start with, I guess I don't need the mask now. So to start with, let's give myself a line here. I think I like this. All right, do I like that shape? Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So I need to create a foot. That looks pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right. And now we sand that. Let's see. Don't know what that is about, but that might be some beetle damage. I bet it is. Or ash borer. I guess that's still a beetle. So we got a little bit more groovy features on the outside. Clean that out. All right. Excuse me. Okay, mask time, and we'll sand that bit. Looking good. Wow, how quickly that wore out. So Brett's sander. I'm really glad I got this guy. I originally purchased one because I had an 8-gallon compressor. And these will, if I remember correctly, will operate at like 2 psi. So I can go pretty far down in the range, except apparently when it's super cold. Let's grab this guy. Get rid of my pencil marks. But I found, because I was contemplating, I actually have one still. I don't use it, but I actually have one. I kept it because the handle might come in handy for another tool some point in the future. But I have a friction sander. I forget I can't remember if that's the right terminology or the right name for it. But basically it's just it's just like the Greg sander without an air line. It's a handle with a rotating head. And I've seen people use those, and I thought, well, let's give it a try, because it would mean, at the time, like I said, I had an 8-gallon compressor. It would mean I could sand, with friction. And then, I don't know, I got the bright idea of just setting up the Greg sander onto the surface of the wood to see what would happen. And it turns out you can use it as a friction sander. So this Greg sander has been well worth the, I don't know, 115, 120 bucks it was to purchase it. It's been my favorite sander. Even like the electrical ones, which I don't have anymore because the last one I had exploded, basically. Quite a shocker. It was in my hand at the time, and it just went bang, and smoke. Come on. All kinds of smoke came out of it, and I haven't replaced it yet. Need my mallet. There we go. Okay. So now I can go right to a chuck. So I have to do a little bit of sanding on this bead. I can do that by hand. But there's the 3-sided bowl with a slightly uplifted rim. This will be where it sits. This outer bead here will be where it sits on the surface. But we'll stick it right on the chuck for now. Oh dear. Time to replace that screw. My back plate for my Vicmar chuck lost a screw. And that one was almost gone. Dust cover, back plate, whatever. So I'll have to replace that. If I cannot find it, and I probably won't because it's super tiny. All right. Waiting for the moment I can take this mask off. We'll make sure this dude is secure in here. Alrighty then. move the tailstock back. Come on. Set my lamp up there. So this is where the other stuff comes into play too, because now, not only do I have to be aware of wall thickness, but I have to carry this curve, this surface through to the outside, and I'm actually really close to it already. I got lucky there. Nose is dripping now. All right. Joe Cool shades, check. That's the right height. That's all gonna clear. No, it is not at the right height. All right. Just got that, and there's a branchlet coming through that I don't see anywhere else. And this branchlet was the one that came through down here. So that one, all that's going to disappear most likely. So I like to do my bowls in stages most of the time, especially when they're green. Do ½ inch, 3/4 inch at a time to get the wall thickness and everything done, and never go back to that because this is thin enough now that once I start with this wall thickness, this can start to flex. So what I want to do, and hey, while I'm right here, I do need that scraper. What I want to do is take it down to the center and then work my way out to the actual wall thickness, get that to 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch in depth, and then do this again and keep working my way down. I need to grab my negative rake scraper here and touch that rim. And since this is such hardwood, nice thing about negative rake scraper is I can, in general, ignore the grain because I'm only contacting it on the burr. It's a very, very thin and sharp piece of metal. So that'll sand out really nice. All right, cool. So that part's done. So let me get my inner wall. In fact, I'm going to swap out two of this to my longer one again, which I think fell down. Yep, sure did. Okay. So that I can get all the way down into the bottom of this bowl. Too low. And most likely I'll be swapping out tool steel again, but fortunately, as I've said, I have several sharpened and ready to go. Well, there's a lot of ways to do this. This is just the way, one of the ways that I do it. Everything I'm trying to do is limit vibration. So I got a good ½ an inch of thickness there. I just want to take a look. Now I can't see the tool as it's tucked back in there. I'm watching over here as the line progresses to watch my cut because I can't see the tool once it tucks up under the rim. But what I can do is keep a constant depth of cut by watching that line. And I have to pay attention to where the sides are thinnest because that's going to be my actual wall thickness for the bowl, is where these triangular sides are the thinnest. So I'm looking down over, watching the ghosting of the line as it goes across. With one eye and the other eye is looking at the line I'm making down here. That's a really nice surface there. That's very cool. All right, let's see. I can go a little bit thinner. I love those shavings, man. Gotta love it. Here we got Raging Striker Gaming. Hey, you're right. Fuchsia say, he who worked with wood all night, wake up splintered. So glad those mics are panning out. Stop by to say, hey, Dad, love you. Hope the stream gets more viewers. Hey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. In fact, today I just had way more than 5 people talking at the same time on the stream. So I'm expecting to hear from Twitch that I have made affiliate status finally. That was the last little hurdle I had to jump over. And I had a really cool group of people, like 27 viewers, man. They pulled a raid. Waco Wood pulled a raid and brought a bunch of people over, and they were all chatting and everything. So that took care of that requirement, which is really cool. And hopefully a few of them have followed the channel, and I'm sure they have. Okay, I'm going to round this edge a little bit. I'm at my final thickness, and it is about what that thickness is. So now that I have my rim established, everything's done with it, I'm going to sand this, and I can be done with that. Take it all in stages, because if I wait before, all this is thin walled, then this could stand to start flexing and stuff like that. Right now it's got good support. It's not really flexing. I mean, it's ash, but it's also kind of frozen and green, so it could flex. And that will give me a really crappy looking surface, and I don't want that. So mask on, mask off. Right, Fuchsia say, he who he who leap off, jump to conclusion. Very nice. All right, now on to 220. Well, that did chew that one up too. So I'm thinking there's a lot of silica in this particular tree, which would explain maybe those darker areas in the rings there that's kind of unusual. Why are you not spinning? Beautiful. That'll work. All right. Moving on. Oop. Okay, now that the dust is settled, I can take the mask off. Starting to get a little far off the tool rest there for the inside. One thing I forgot to check, I normally check this to see that my inside is parallel, and it's not, so let me fix this upper part first. Now we are, so I can carry that line through. Oh yeah, nice. Now I need to start working on the curve. And I want to double check my inner depth. Raging Striker Gaming says, that's most excellent. You'll be able to get some subscribers soon then. Ah, nice. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So I'm doing fine on my depth. Let's refine this guy, and I think I'll take a couple more cuts with it. I should keep hold of that magic pencil to tell me how deep I'm going here. Oh man, I got plenty of room. All right, so here shortly, I will go to my bowl scraper. And refine that bottom curve, but I've got quite a ways to go yet. Yep. That should be darn close to my final depth. Yep. All right, so now my bowl scraper will come into play. Come out to play. Need to put a new burr on that, and the bowl's just about done. At least the inside. All I have left now to turn after this is the foot. I'll leave that running since I'm pretty sure. Let's raise this up just a bit more. Whew, excuse me. Okay, so let's get the bottom straightened out here. Get another burr set. Let's blow that dude out here. Okay. Yeah, let's get you right about there. Yeah, we'll just do a little bit of light scraping. I think that took care of any tool marks, just about. So I got my scraper tilted up on edge, so it's just that burr that's making contact and nothing else can get in the way. So I'm getting a really, really sheer cut and these super fine angel hair shavings. Let's take a look at that, dude. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. One more burr set. Turn off the compressor. Okay. And then there's some curl down in the bottom of that, dude. Around that edge. No, I gotta get this straightened out. There we go. I think that should do it for the inside. There we go. And then, let's see, you're 220. And I should probably hit this outside with the Greg sander really quick, just one more time. Just to pick up any little sanding marks I have at the very outside there. Finish that rim. There we go. All right, cool. Now I just got to reverse it and turn the bottom. That looks really cool. And you know, I mean, Dude was right. It looks like a hat. It looks like a hat. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of curl floating around in there. All right, so I need to double check my depth because I got to turn away the foot now, and I'm going to be removing pretty much the last thing that I can hold on to that I can be pretty confident isn't going to leave a mark. All right, so I'm just a little bit thick on the bottom, I think. But since I have to undercut it so that it's just, well, actually I could take that even deeper. That's kind of cool looking, man. All right. Yeah, I think I can take it a little bit deeper. I've got a little bit more mass in there I could take away. So that would be 3 1/8. Yeah, I can. I can take some more away from there. All right, is that running true? Yep. So we'll take another couple passes with that scraper. And I'll turn the grinder back on, I guess. Kind of misjudged that a bit, but at least it was misjudged on the fat side and not the thin side. Oh, wow. All right, I'm going to wax this guy because I'm really getting some drag right there. Fortunately, I have a candle right here. Good old paraffin. Just not gliding across the tool rest. Let's refresh that burr since the grinder's running. That's better. not exactly running true here, but very close. All right, one more burr, and then I'm thinking that should be it. I think that'll work fine. Yeah, liking that. Okay, cool. Then I can undercut that rim. All right. Let's just do a last little check here. Well, I think let's see. There we go. Excuse me. I think that'll be lovely. And because I don't want any tool marks. There we are. And that includes marks from abrasive. Looks very nice. I don't know if I can hold it with that, so I guess I'm swapping jaws. Which only take about 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah. There we are. What are we doing on time? Oh, 7 after. That's all right. We're just about done, so I should be well and truly finished by 11:30. Other than getting to the point where, getting to the point where I'm doing that last little bit of hand sanding around the bead there. Man, I'm just really excited. I'm stoked, man. I really appreciate y'all jumping out here today And that raid, thanks, Way Cool Wood, because that took me right to that last hurdle. So I really appreciate that. Come on now. Get in there. Two on two, three on three. One, all right. Thought for a second there I might have swapped places of two jaws with each other. It would only matter if it was jaw number 4 on this particular chuck. Grippy nose time. Okay. Oh, and I don't need that beast on there right now either. Okay, I will take this guy. Oh, wrong way, Feldon. Still the wrong way. So in order for this to sit properly, I gotta figure out or make sure that it's running true before I turn the foot. That looks really close. Let's give it just a... dang it! Wrong direction again. All right, start over. It's probably I don't know. I don't know if this would be any easier with cold jaws, but I've got to get that in my head that I'm reversing the direction of the turn with this Allen wrench. Because this is an expansion hold. Nope, too much. Come on now. This would be a fiddly bit, I guess. Let's try that. Not quite. There we go. Got it. Got it. Now I got to turn it the correct direction so it doesn't loosen, it tightens. There we go. And now I can turn off the foot. Two rests is too low. Actually, cut in the direction of support of the fibers. There goes that tool. So I'm not putting as much stress on the timber where it's being held by the chuck. And I get a much nicer cut. All right, let's try that. Check that with a ruler. Should be concave. Very good. And then for funsies, let's raise this up. Just graze that surface. Oh yeah, that looks very nice. So that surface I'm not even gonna worry about. 150 grit. Just to double check again, I want it to sit. Yeah, okay. So I want it to sit just on this bead. I don't want any of the bottom to touch. I've got a 1/16 of an inch between this surface and right up in here, so that'll work. The last thing I need to do is to sign the papers. Sign the papers, old man. I cannot sign the papers. You will sign the papers, old man. Cannot sign the papers. Why can you not sign the papers, old man? Because you have cut off my hands. Love Cheech and Chong, man. That's an old one. Groovy. All right. And then I'm going to do one more of these, but I'm going to do the whole bowl as a triangle shape. But there we are. There's that triangle shape. It does look like a hat. It's a little heavier than I really wanted, but that's okay. The wall thickness is even all the way through. I've got this bead that is the base of this triangle that sits on, and then that nice slightly upswept rim. Although we'll see what happens when it dries, man. It's still got to go inside and lose the rest of its moisture. I can feel it like right inside. So hopefully this piece survives. The drying process, we'll find out. I need to clean that off one more time. There we go. And I can lose these guys. All right, that is the whole bowl right there. Let me see. Let's pick a corner. How about that corner? I mean, it won't fit on my head, but I haven't turned a hat yet. I'll have to do that. Have to do that sometime. Okay, so there is our finished bowl. Let's swap the camera. No, this one. No, you're not helping me. There we go. And you can see the nice bead there. This bead here. So once I get this all that little hand sanding done and finished, I'll bring it back to the channel and show you what I got. Let that dry for a couple of days. I guess I should have thought it would be a little bit heavier because it's still wet wood, although frozen. All right. So exciting night. Very, very cool. I know I've said it several times already, but really, thank you. It's been better than a year's journey to get to the point where I could reach affiliate status. I started this channel to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, and to help other turners to increase their turning skills. And then working with those turners and the things that we go over also continually cements it into my head. Plus, it galvanizes me to reevaluate those things I'm saying, because I try to boil it down to the as simple as possible, right? And try not to make it difficult, because like if it's difficult, you're not going to do it. And I want to inspire people to want to go out to the lathe and practice and do more work. Again, thanks, folks. I appreciate you stopping by tonight. I'll be in touch with Twitch. This is a cool milestone. I'm pretty stoked about it. It's like I say, it's been a journey. Onward and up forward from here. This is a great step towards creating an income out of this. Yeah, awesome. So thanks for joining me. It's been Woodturning Wednesday, turning with Dave. I hope you stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. There's 26 minutes left of it, or 36 minutes left before it's midnight. But anyway, and I hope to see you next week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I stream Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see you back. Thanks for a great night, folks. Appreciate the help. I hope you all take care. Good night.